We've been hearing the story of a mendicant. It turns out that this mendicant is probably a bhikshu, which is a Buddhist monk. Anyway, this mendicant was obviously a highly accomplished yogi. His mind came to possess the power to materialise its thoughts. The yogi trains his mind, practices visualisation. The yogi can perform rituals mentally. His mind is so developed that what he visualises has as much reality as so-called physical reality, possibly even more vivid. And this yogi imagined himself in a particular lifestyle, not a particularly wonderful lifestyle. It must have been almost like idle musing. He wondered what it would be like to live as a tribesman. And that's why he became a tribesman called Jivata. And this led to another life and another life until he became a swan and then ended up as Rudra, a supreme deity, supreme in the sense that Rudra realizes his nature with the absolute. So this is an interesting story. What's the point of it? Well, the Yoga Vasistha is at its best when it's addressing our immediate situation, when it's pointing us to our immediate situation. And there are various ways this story could be understood. The mendicant here is analogous with the absolute, with consciousness. Everything is arising in consciousness. Everything is of the nature of dream substance. It's like a dream which has materialized. Well, that's what dreams do anyway. Dreams do materialize. They materialize in our psyche and we take them for real until we wake up from them. It is very much like how dreams move from one to the other. We tend to recall different dreams during the night, but if we study our dreams, we find that they're not in fact discrete dreams. They tend to flow into one another. We just remember them in a compartmentalized way. But one dream easily leads into another. You might be watching the television, and then before you know it, you're actually enacting the drama that was appearing on the television set. You're in another dream at this point. And it goes on until you wake up. The story of this mendicant could also be related to what happens from moment to moment. And this is when the Yoga Vasistha is pointing even more directly. Why are we thinking what we're thinking at a particular moment? We're caught up in the dynamics of our Citta, which is the mind-heart. We're often told that we're driven along by our thoughts, our notions, but it's our feelings as well. We've got this mind, the Citta, which is a combination of thoughts and a combination of feelings. We're moved along by it. It takes us from one moment to the next. If we're walking along the street, we're not only thinking about something. Well, why are we thinking about what we're thinking? You might wake up in the middle of the night. You might feel a little bit uncomfortable. So you start looking for some comforting thoughts. So we've got a feeling of discomfort, and our thoughts reflect that or try to compensate for it. And then our thoughts can get caught up into a loop and then reinforce certain feelings, for example, feelings of resentment or of being in love. So we've got this dynamic of the mind-heart, the Citta, thoughts and feelings. And this in a way is also reflected in the story of the mendicant. Once we realize this, then we become detached to it from some extent, and we realise that we're not these thoughts and feelings. We're actually what these thoughts and feelings arise in, which is awareness, consciousness, pure consciousness, which is described here as Rudra. Vasistha continued. All of them attained awakening of their spiritual consciousness along with Rudra. This is all the apparent incarnations of the mendicant. They've all been brought into awareness. And this is like becoming aware of your train of thought. Like your dream process, being aware of how one dream flows into the next one. Not just automatically find that you're in a funk about something or totally engrossed in something without realizing how you ended up being totally engrossed in something. Realizing that they were part of Rudra, they were happy. Rudra saw the play of Maya as it arose, and he inspired the others to play their roles in it once again, commanding them to return to him after such seemingly independent existence, and assuring them that at the end of the world cycle they would reach the supreme state. Rudra then vanished from sight, and Jivita and the others returned to their own respective abodes. So there you go. Once you realize the nature of consciousness, you can allow things to play themselves out. And the point here is you do it without creating new, unnecessary thought patterns. After they've played themselves out, you come to rest. You come to rest in the absolute consciousness.